Yo, what's up, guys? Why not be reckless? AK, why not be casting on one of the HCS commentators? And of course, we have another HCS Weekly Report for today. We're going to be talking about Optic not scrimming against Faze and what that really means for as a competitive advantage for them or against them. And of course, we're going to talk about Gamers First, literally just announcing their roster just yesterday. It is confirmed the rumors are true, and we're going to talk about them and some expectations when it comes to G1 as well. Let's get right into it. I'm going to play this 30-second clip from the Halo HQ real quick before we get started.
Are there still some teams that won't scrim you, or is that all squash? I think Optic's the only team that won't play us at the moment. I think everyone else will play us for the most part, at least to my knowledge. Optic's the only one that we got a message back saying no. So I do have the skin card.
So right off the rip, from when I heard about this video, it didn't really sound like a hard, like Optic are gonna refuse to scrim against Faze. It was just like, hey, look, you know, maybe they asked them like, are you guys available this week? And they said, no, we're not available this week. And maybe the assumption was we're gonna try again next week. That's what it kind of sounded. It didn't sound like it was a confirmed they're refusing to scrim against a new Faze roster. But then people started coming to my chat time and time again talking about, no, apparently Optic have said in their own channels, both Lucid and Trippy, that they're not going to be scrimming against Faze, and the reason being is because Optic would. It says Faze apparently would get more information on Optic than vice versa, is the way they personally felt. And I can feel that. I mean, I talked about it before. You give Faze time. They're already dangerous without practice. But you give them time to figure out your offense, figure out your defense, figure out how to counter your strats. They're going to become even better the more they practice against you. They kind of proved that in the past before, and that's the kind of team that they are. So I almost don't want to blame Optic for wanting to keep things a little bit more of a secret. I mean, just recently they kind of announced that they were thinking about not streaming scrims whatsoever because they feel like, again, teams are getting a lot of an advantage from them just by watching their VODs and watching how they go about things. But also, you got to think about it this way: the same way that Faze aren't getting intel on you, you're not getting intel on them. It's kind of like a double-edged sword right there. The same way that you're trying to deny information from your opponents is almost the same way you're denying information from yourself. So I wonder exactly what's the right play to go about things. Do you, when you're talking about your greatest competition in the league right now, do you want to not scrim against them and not give away your intel, or do you want to get in there, find out who's better, and find out how you can overcome if you're not better, or how you can keep staying ahead of them if you're winning out in the scrims? It's just an interesting situation. But yeah, a lot of people are coming in saying that both Trippy and Lucid have said that for competitive purposes, not anything personal, they're not going to be scrimming against Faze going into Charlotte. So wonder if that changes anytime soon. Different news: G1 announcing their roster, and man, this video is amazing. It has some music. I'm not sure if it's copyright, so I don't want to play it, even though the Snake by One had video music as well. But it's a really cool video. I'm gonna put the link to this post down below if you guys want to check it out. Boo Boo Dubu, Sabinator, Suspector, and Falcated are the team, and they're coached by Hoaxer, the former coach of Cloud9. I talked about the other rumors of this team. I talked about how I felt about them before. I'm going to reiterate. People are going to look at this G1 roster and they're going to think they're good, and rightfully so. What I'm saying is, this is a great team. This is not just a good team. This is a great team, and a team that's going to be really dangerous going into Charlotte and beyond. I think giving them time is to make them even better. You took the best slayers and the main damage dealer from 4 different rosters and put them together. And again, we're not talking about like a baity kind of play style. We're not talking about them sitting back and kind of baiting out their team. We're talking about 4 players that could really get into the action, especially that 3-headed monster and Falcated, Spectre, and Sabinator. Falcated, formerly of that Faze roster, always on top of the slaves department. The same with Suspector, formerly of E United and And X said, this dude, he plays so fast, he gets in there, and we already know Sabinator was that main damage dealer on the G2 roster when Barcode came in. They kind of shared that role as far as the main slayers, but holding down the fort all season 1 long, dude, Sabinator was absolutely doing his thing. And of course, Boo Boo Doo was shown that you put him in open field, he's going to win his gunfights. He's going to be the one, I think, that's going to be able to slow the team down a little bit when it's necessary and really be that team's IGL and play caller. I would imagine. I think he plays that role very well. He did it before on G1, and I couldn't imagine why he wouldn't do it again. This G1 roster is dangerous. I have them as, I'm gonna say going into Charlotte, top 6 guaranteed. I'm high on this team. Top 6 guaranteed. Legitimately fighting for top 4. I want to see them in top 4, and then I'll give them a stretch goal of making it to the top 3. I don't want to give them a stretch goal of making it to the grand finals in the very first event. I want to see a little bit more of them, but I think they should be shooting for top 4. And worst case scenario, if they drop down to top 6 in their first event, I don't believe it's the end of the world. I think a lot of questions are going to be answered coming next week because we do have the qualifiers leading into Charlotte, which are really going to answer a question. I know people are, oh, online doesn't mean anything. All right, well, you can't put everything on online gameplay, but you can really gauge where teams are at as far as their coordination, as far as their aggression, and as far as how good they look in any tournament environment. Just in case you guys are non-believers, I will take, let's see, take this scrim right here. Oh, that's sorry. I'll take this scrim right here against, okay, Shopify Rebellion, another phenomenal team. Shopify Rebellion, well practiced. They've been practicing since Worlds. Almost seemed like they never took a break. We'll take just this page right here against Shopify Rebellion, who are another team that are destined for top 12, top 8, and contending for top 6. Looks like a 7-2 just on this page. There's probably more along with this. So if you 7-2 Shopify Rebellion in any shape or form, and over the last 9 games that they played against them, obviously they're the real deal. So in case you guys needed any more proof of what they've been doing recently, G1 in the last 9 games against Shopify Rebellion, 7-2 in that record. That's quite impressive if you ask me. G1 are going to be the real deal, and let me know down below what you guys think. Do you think Optic and Faze are going to scrim? Maybe they changed their mind. Do you think it's good for Optic not to scrim Faze, or are they kind of costing themselves some valuable information? Let me know in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, check out the Twitch, check out the TikTok, yada 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 yada. All right, guys, peace out.